title of the speech, My Wake-Up Call. My Wake-Up Call. Toastmaster Mohammed Zawad.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Have you ever given up your dream just because somebody criticized it?
No.
Were you one step from the finish line when you gave up your dreams? How do you feel watching those who were behind you crossing the finish line and celebrating your dreams? Contest chairs, fellow Toastmasters, good evening.
Good evening.
No matter what obstacles comes between you and your dreams, giving up a dreams is more painful than overcoming that obstacles. When I was a teenager, every time I had a wild dreams, it teamed by distracted criticism, and as a result, I kept giving up dreams after another dreams, just when I was about to cross the line. Giving up dreams was a bad habit I had until I learned a lesson that helped me fosters my dreams, regardless of criticism that is trying to take them away from me. Would you like to learn that lesson?
Yes.
Let's go 17 years ago. I was in my 10th grade classroom. The examination results were going to be announced. There was a lot of anxiety in the air, excitement, anticipation, eagerness. But for me, if you were there, you would have seen me holding a papers, looking like a stunned monkey holding his mobile phone. And heard me say, "What? How? Who? They must have printed the wrong name. First class honor. Me? How?" For the first time in my life, I get an honor. I just could not believe it. Nor could my fellow student Zeki, who considered himself an excellent student, who came to me with an angry face, streaming coming out of his ears like a boiling kettle, and he said, "Hamad, you don't deserve it. I should be the first class honor, not second." What would you do if someone said this to you? How do you feel? Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, I was about to do what I usually did when faced with the criticism. To give up and run. I left Zeki, but Zeki did not leave me alone. In a public or in a private, Zeki would criticize me, whether I sat or stood, whether I walked or stopped, whether I spoke or... Zeki would criticize me. Do you know what's the only thing he did not criticize? My car. Because I don't have one. I turned a deaf ear to his distracted criticism for a while. But one particular moment, I remember that day just as vividly as I can see now. Zeki was at me, at me, at me. You are not smart, you get lucky. Your English, awful. Your reading, awful. Your writing, awful. I lost it. I exploded like an interrupted volcano. I flew out of my chair, clenching my fist, targeting his nose, ready to strike. At the last moment, I refrained from striking him, and I decided to give up. While I was running, my eyes glimpsed Mr. Abbas, our economic teachers, who saw my distress, and he came over to me, and he said something that I will never forget. Criticism highlights weaknesses, whether it comes from a friend or an enemy. Focus on the fact, not in your feeling. I returned to the class with a smiling face that no longer sought for feeling, but for fact. And in my 11th grade, I focused on my English weaknesses and I improved. So my average improved. The result? First honor, not only for English, it was for all the 11th year grade classes. I just could not believe it. Nor could my fellow student Zeki. He came to me. "Why smiling. Remember, although you are first in class, but your average is still 85%, which does not qualify you to any local university. University? University? This is something I have never thought of. Do you know that old saying, in every negative situation, there is something positive? You are right. Believe it or not, Zeki was my real wake-up call in my life. And in my final years, I focused in the fact, not in the feeling anymore. And at the end of that years, I was given an award from His Royal Highness Prince Mohammed bin Fahd for being the first student in the Eastern Province, and I secured my seat in the university. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get criticized by your Zeki, and you will get criticized, don't clench your fist and fight back. Don't focus on the feeling. Take from the criticism the facts. Crave for a criticism for what it tells. And when you do, you make your dreams truly perfect. You should be thankful for those who criticize you, because they highlight the very weaknesses that you need to focus on. So thanks Zeki in your life, and you will never give up your dreams.